Top proteins I would add to my dog's dog food if I were trying to enhance both his life and his meals. Stay tuned, T-Fit here, Fit Bully TV. Like, subscribe, and share. Guys, thank you for watching. Hopefully this helps. This report that people don't get to see is, guys, I'm actually preparing to do a video for you guys, and I have to do all of this prep just to show you some tricks. Now, I've been asked the question, you know, growing your social media, doing this dog thing, doing so many things. What's the trick to it? Here's the truth about life and its tricks. There are no tricks. Everybody, every story you've ever listened to required hard work. No matter what you do, it's impossible to get around hard work. So if I was going to do 3 things and focus on one thing specifically that gave me an opportunity to be better, I find would get me up every day. I do something that drives me crazy, and I do mean crazy. Let me be very clear. I've lost a few dogs in the past couple months. What, my 14-year-old girl, she just passed, pit bull, and I just got a phone call saying, hey, do you want to keep her collar? I said, no, I remember everything. She was there for everything. She was the one I couldn't sell. I had to keep her no matter what. So I got her right here. And then my champ Boom Cool, we had him with Jamarcus, you know, as he closed his life out. Guess what? He's gone too. That's my 10 and 14-year-old. They out of there. So when you say, hey, what's your drive? Why does this, like, how you get up and do all this every day? Somebody's got to. Somebody's got to make things better. Somebody's got to make a difference. Somebody's got to drive the needle in. Like, you know, you're like, I don't want to get stuck. Well, you got to get stuck. It's going to sting. But as long as you do it with meaning and intent, it'll improve. So we're going to put some together for you. I'm going to be talking in one of our next videos on how to better, like, what's the best dog food? Better in your dog food. Now, I'm going to show you how to best your dog food. But if you're trying to grow your social media, you want people to follow you, make sure you know where you're going. That's the thing. Say, how'd you gain so many followers? You ever hear me sound like I doubt what I'm doing? Or like I'm unsure? That's not the move, people. Take care of your dogs. Thank you for watching. I gotta cook 3 different types of meats and some vegetables and some other stuff just to teach y'all how to better y'all dog food. I don't want, everybody ain't gotta eat raw, but our dogs have to eat better. Let's just say you're feeding dog food. Shout out to all those pet parents that are doing the best they can. Life is getting expensive. It means it's getting a little scary. And you want to say, hey, what are some things I could do? Maybe add some size, maybe improve my dog's health, improve its skin, all these things. Well, biologically speaking, I said this in another video, isn't it funny how when you go to experience things at the feeding zoos or various places where you can feed animals, how there's no giraffe food, no monkey food, no llama food, no bison food, no elk food, you just give it fruit. Isn't it ironic that the bears, again, they eat some fruit, but they eat their food, but there's no bear food, it's just food. Because there's an opportunity market-wise, be it with domesticated dogs, we've forgotten that dogs need food, not dog food. But if you're feeding dog food, you say, hey, what are some things I can do to better my dog food? For one, a lot of dog food, believe it or not, is not going to have a lot of B vitamins in it, and it lacks calcium. So, raw egg, poached egg, cooked egg, and egg can improve your dog's quality of life. And even so, even help with this coat at times. And guess what? The eggshell membrane has choline in it. I would encourage you to go read about choline, but you can give the eggshells as well because they have calcium in the eggshell. What's the difference between a brown and white egg? The hen who laid it. That's all. It's like, hey man, you want a brown brother or a white sister? Depends on who was hitting. That being said, I would add an egg or 2 if you go the raw route, to be clear, and just add it to dog food. Add at least a half a cup of water. And even more importantly, you're gonna get scared depending on how your dog adjusts to raw components, because that poop will come out black and you go, oh, my dog's pooping tar. It happens. not the end of the world. Some people are worried about E. coli. I would encourage you, and maybe we'll attach a link at the bottom of this showing you a video with Dr. Karen Becker and Rodney that you can go watch, breaking down no fear of salmonella, E. coli when it comes to a dog objectively digesting, ingesting raw eggs. But feel free to poach or cook over sunny over easy, all that stuff. And I'll do some fun videos of me cracking eggs and cooking them in fun ways. Not with dog food, I'll be clear. You see mine, I'm not giving them on dog food, but we have it as a prop. So, calcium, B vitamins, dog food, add an egg or 6. In every egg, there is 6 grams of protein. Okay? 6 grams of protein, 9 out of 10 times in every egg. It's one of my favorite things. And even here, I brought this up so you can see. Look at this. Every meat has a biological value. I would encourage you to read about this. So, egg, 93. Milk, 84. I don't know why they even call that a protein. Milk's not a protein. Fish, 76. Beef, 74. Bison should be higher because it's a leaner meat. But point is, there's a lot of info out there. And a biological value just means this. If ever you've eaten red meat and went to, you got a little gassy? Protein's measured by the nitrogen balance in your body. So when you don't absorb or utilize it, what ends up happening? You get gassy. And then you're frightening your mama, your friends, and your dog. So, understanding even when adding protein to your meals and your dogs is like, oh, I didn't absorb and utilize that. I'm too gassy. Probably not the best protein for me. So don't just give the dog this stuff. See how it works. And I would do it over at least a 14-day time frame if you can, at least 30. Next, this is ground chicken. What I love about ground chicken that you can get from Walmart, it only has roughly 9 grams of fat per 4 ounces is 22 grams of protein. This is 1 pound of ground chicken. If you have a larger dog, meaning a dog over 50 pounds, 2 cups of dog food, which is what this is, and basically a pound of ground beef, remember beef shrinks, or my bad, that's chicken, ain't gonna do nothing to the dog. Matter of fact, it'll do a lot of good for the dog, but it won't do nothing bad for the dog. And your dog's gonna appreciate this dog food even more. Ground chicken, one of my favorites. It's surprised chicken ain't on this one in detail either. It's funny they got the that's interesting. Lysine. Let me see here. Ooh, there we go. 88. 88 and whey? That's me tripping out. You know, I like information. Chicken's one of my favorite things to add because it's a leaner meat. It doesn't cause gastrointestinal inflammation a lot of times. So when you do cook the fat out, because that's what we do, right? We cook the fat out of our meats versus the dog who eats raw. He just ingests the fat. There's some fat there, but look, between the beef and the chicken, I poured it all exactly out the way it was supposed to be. Chicken, a lot drier. Literally, this stuff will choke a horse. And this right here, all that grease and fat. But if you added 1 pound of chicken or a cup of chicken to every one of your dog's meal, along with some other things, which we'll talk about in another video, it would probably improve its quality of life as well long term. Just some food for thought. So chicken is how I would start all of my dogs transitioning to raw, or if I was still feeding dog food, I would give them raw, not raw chicken, but back in the day, I'd cook a little bit of the chicken and I'd give them raw chicken legs for forever, for a very long time. Chicken's one of the easiest things to get your dogs to consume without dealing with mad blowouts right away. One of my next favorite, and it's the one that I build everything off of because it has high levels of all essential amino acids, and that's turkey. Turkey's one of my favorites, and again, another one that, ooh, it's even leaner than chicken by 1 gram. So you've got your, let me see if you can see this. So total fat. I'll look at the fat content because that's what's going to cause this inflammation. You've got 8 here and 9 there. Both great numbers. Both great numbers for fat. The protein's there. You're always going to get 20 to 23 grams of protein per 4 ounces. This says 22. This says 22. It's the same thing there. What I look for is fat content because that fat equals frustration. And that frustration, it expresses itself in the dog cage or in other places that you don't want to, all over your house. One of my favorite ones for building and beefing the dog up, guess what? What old boy said, we have the beef. Of course, beef. Now the challenge with beef is, as you see, that stuff is sitting in some fat there. And I got this out. And this is just regular ground beef, 20% lean. And in the 20% lean, there's 23, so for 20 grams of protein per 4 ounces, there's 23 grams of fat. That's not a good thing. That's not a good thing. You do not want that much fat ever in your life. But let's say you cook ground beef and you simply throw it in the dog's meal. I would encourage you to add some water and definitely some yogurt or canned pumpkin to help absorb some of that madness. Because when I tell you that, look at that, all that fat right there. All that is going to express itself in a nasty way. But your dog at the same time is going to, when there's more fat in a diet, it slows down the digestive process, which then encourages slower digestion equals more mass, more weight. Doubling the calories can make more weight, more mass. But if I was adding beef, I would, beyond a reasonable doubt, add some things to cut through that fat, or just rinse like we do when we making tacos. Just drain it and let it go. Give it to your dog. Again, we'll add some value. And get this. This is the topper of all toppers. This is what you want to do no matter what. If you choose to add any 3 of these meats to your dog's food, crack that egg. Put an egg on it. Everything's better in life with an egg. Stay tuned. Take care of dogs. Guys, comment below if you want to see more videos that help you become a better pet parent. And even more importantly, I'm not claiming nobody's a bad one, but if you want to know more about food options, food choices, things that I would do if I were doing it this way to enhance you and your dog's experience, as Tupac said, I hit them up. Don't hit me up. But Jamarcus will let me know kind of what's going on, if the information's helping. Guys, like, subscribe, and share. Please keep taking care of your dogs. And as always, thank you for watching. Remember, chicken, beef, turkey. I'd start with turkey. I'd use some chicken, and I'd add some beef. Always 2 proteins, never 1 protein. Dog food is 99.9% of the time carbohydrates, so it's a filler. Give them some stuff to hold on to. Keep giving your dog the best life possible. We'll do one on vegetables, one on fruit, and one on healthy fats coming soon.